Today we'll get into Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party, including what's available during the special ticketed event and how to maximize your time. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to Disney podcast. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Lucy.
Today is Sunday, August 25th, and you're listening to episode 50, Guide to Mickey's Not-So-Scary Halloween Party. Before we get into today's main topic, here's what's going on in the parks right now. The news are heavily resorts themed this week. Disney shared some news about the new Island Tower, which is in addition to the Polynesian villas and bungalows. This is a DVC property, but will be available to book by all guests and not just DVC members. There will be a new pool area with a splash pad named Moana's Voyage, featuring a large sculpture of Moana and her canoe, as well as a relaxed pool, which will be named the Cove Pool. It will have a new restaurant named the Wailulu Bar and Grill, which will serve Polynesian-inspired cuisine with indoor and outdoor seating. The bar space will be a walk-up from the pool, and it'll have an all-day menu for lunch and dinner, as well as coffee and pastries for the morning. The dining room will showcase Polynesian-inspired art, floating artificial fish, and sculptures made from recycled materials, and there will also be a painting of Moana in the space. Disney Parks blog said they'll share further details on the menu items coming to the restaurant in the coming weeks and months. And there will be 4 tropical terrace gardens here as well. Each terrace garden will feature artwork, foliage, and unique design elements to each space. They'll offer sweeping views of the surrounding areas, and you'll be able to view the fireworks from here as well. The concept art looks great, and we can't wait to walk through and stay here when it officially opens on December 17th. Over at Universal, they shared a deeper look at what's coming to their new flagship hotel, the Helios Grand Resort. When you enter the hotel, you'll be inside the Palace on Helios, which is the name of the beautiful and elegant grand lobby. They're pulling inspiration from the cosmos and the Mediterranean in terms of colors and design, as well as the overall feel. They shared a look at the dining options at the resort as well. Bar Helios will be a rooftop bar with beautiful 360-degree views of the resort area. It's described as comfortable but stylish, and it'll serve comfort food like burgers, salads, seafood, lamb, chicken gyros, as well as creative tapas and appetizers. Flora Taverna will be a full-service restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It'll serve Mediterranean comfort food, and it'll feature an open kitchen with a pizza oven, open grills, and a gyro station. It'll also have indoor and outdoor seating. Near the pool, you'll have the open-air Lotus Lagoon, where you'll be able to enjoy drinks, cocktails, as well as snacks and appetizers. Aurora Market will be a grab-and-go featuring coffee, pastries, sandwiches, wraps, salad, gelato, among many other options. It'll be a perfect place to grab a quick bite to eat before you head out for the day. The rooms will be well appointed with blue and purple color palettes. There's also going to be How to Train Your Dragon kids suites that are sure to please the young families. There will be a beautiful zero entry pool, a fitness center, and an arcade on property as well. And the best part, of course, will be the dedicated entrance to the park, which is a first for the Universal Orlando Resort. Universal has also confirmed that there's going to be resort shuttles to City Walk and the existing parks. Back at Walt Disney World, Celebración Encanto has been extended. This interactive sing-along featuring Mirabel and Bruno is a limited-time offering that takes place at Communicore Plaza. It was initially slated to run June 10th through September 6th, but Disney is celebrating Hispanic and Latin American Month from September 15th to October 15th with snacks, merch, and entertainment, which includes this show. So it's going to be extended at least through this time. We're extremely happy about this because it now overlaps with our trip, and we're going to be able to see it in person.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun.
Agreed. And lastly, Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs is now open at Disney's Boardwalk. It replaces the funnel cake kiosks that occupied the space before. The snack location features several classic and specialty corn dog options, lemonade, and cotton candy. These look delicious, and although we're not big fans of corn dogs, we may have to try these. They look pretty decadent.
Yeah, they do. There's lots of different options.
With that said, I just want to take a quick moment to outline the fact that we are 50 episodes in, and just about a year ago to the day, I dropped our podcast trailer with our first episode shortly thereafter. When I started this podcast, I said it was a passion project. Talking about Disney and sharing tips and tricks is something that I truly, genuinely enjoy doing, and the first 50 episodes have been a joy to record. It's been a phenomenal learning and growth experience, and listening back to the first episode, it feels like yesterday, but forever ago at the same time. Regardless, one thing that hasn't changed is that it's something I look forward to all week. If you've been following along since the beginning, we want to thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate and acknowledge you for tuning in and week out. And if you're just joining us, we want to extend the warmest welcome to this happy podcast. We truly love Disney. We hope that comes across, right? We want to share that love and passion with you guys and hopefully give you some actionable tips, tricks, and advice that you can take into the parks and have, even just one good experience. If we can help you have a marginally better trip, that's a win for us. And we hope you have an absolute magical time every time.
Absolutely. And with that being said, without further ado, let's get into today's main topic, which is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So the way we'll structure this show today is we will lay out everything that's available at the party, like the entertainment and shows, meet and greets, party exclusive snacks and merch, and then the trick-or-treat stations as well. Then we'll get into some tips and tricks and suggested itinerary to try and get as much done as possible over the course of the party.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, the basics, right? So Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a hard-ticketed event that takes place at Magic Kingdom from 7 p.m. to midnight on select nights in August, September, and October. Hard-ticketed just means you need a separate ticket to attend the party. Even if you had a park ticket for the day and were at Magic Kingdom, in the first part of the day, if you don't have a party ticket, you're going to be asked to leave the park around 6 p.m. They'll start to filter out guests at that point. If you have a party ticket, there's a bit of an overlap between when the park closes to day guests and when the party starts. So you can enter the park as early as 4 p.m. with your party ticket, but no sooner. We sometimes get asked this question, so I'll address this now. Should you go to Magic Kingdom on a party day? To that we say, it depends, right?
Yeah.
So if you only have one day at Magic Kingdom and are wanting to make it a full day and stay for happily ever after, then we'd say no, because, leaving at 6, you won't see fireworks and you're going to be missing out on a few hours of park time.
Agreed, yeah.
But if you have more than one day at Magic Kingdom, or you're okay with, not staying for the whole day or missing the fireworks, then yes, absolutely. Because day crowds on party days tend to be lower for the simple reason that, we just mentioned. Some people don't want to make it their only day at Magic Kingdom and miss out.
Absolutely. And as far as to how often does the party actually take place, the frequency of the parties goes up as Halloween gets closer. So meaning that the parties happen more often as the holiday approaches. So starting on August 9th and for the rest of August, there are 7 parties, Tuesdays and Fridays. There are a couple more parties left this month, and then all those dates as of right now are sold out. First week of September, there are parties on Monday the 2nd and Friday the 6th. And then the following week, there are parties on Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. So that would be September 8th, 10th, and 13th, as well as the 15th, 17th, and 20th. And then starting after that, there are actually 4 per week. So the 22nd, the 24th, the 26th, and the 29th. And there are still tickets available for the 17th, 22nd, 24th, 26th, and 29th as of this recording. In October, there are parties on October 1st, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th, 11th, 14th, 15th, 17th, 18th, 20th, 21st, 24th, 25th, 27th, 29th, and of course, the 31st. Yep. So that is 4 per week in the month of October. There are still tickets available for every party except for the 11th, the 29th, and the 31st. I think the 31st sold out pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's usually the first one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's as of this recording. So dates are starting to sell out, and that is likely going to continue. So if you are wanting to or intending to go this year and have not yet purchased your tickets, now is definitely the time. Prices range from $119 to $199, and the dates closest to Halloween being the most expensive and the early August dates being the least expensive. And this is true for every party, regardless of the holiday. So think Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or Jollywood Nights.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that's encouraged is to dress for the event, right? So it's Halloween, right? So have fun with it. Meaning you're more than welcome to wear a costume that, to really immerse yourself in the festivities. But there are some costume guidelines that you must adhere to. So we've pulled these directly from the Disney World website, and that's specific to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So here are the rules. So you can dress as your favorite character, but you can't pose for pictures or sign autographs for other guests. Meaning you can dress the part, but not to the point of having guests believe, yeah, exactly, that you're a cast member, right? Like you can't pose as a cast member. That's obvious.
Fair.
Yeah. And then costumes must be family friendly, so not offensive or depicting any violence in any way. No props that could be used or mistaken to be weapons, right? So no sharp or dangerous objects that could be hazardous to other guests. That should be plainly obvious, but we're saying it because it's in their rules, right? Layered costumes or costumes that wrap around the body are discouraged, right? So think like, like I'm thinking like a T-Rex thing with like a big front and a big back. Like it's discouraged for obvious reasons because
it's bulky and hard to get around.
Exactly, right? And it can be busy at these parties and can be disruptive to other people. Another thing to keep in mind is costumes may not reach or drag on the ground. So to quote Edna Mode, no capes, right? But at least not long ones, okay? So you can wear capes essentially, but they can't go below the waist. Accepted accessories are transparent wings, plastic lightsabers, toy swords, and tutus. And headwear may be worn as long as it doesn't cover your face. Except for kids under 13, they can wear masks, but it can't impact their vision at all or their peripheral vision. So if the eyes are partially or wholly covered, that's not going to fly. Their eyes need to be kind of free and clear.
All right. In terms of entertainment at the party, this is, in our opinion, one of, if not the biggest draws to attending the party. The entertainment during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is really good, and it is exclusive to the event. So if you are a big fan of entertainment, it's certainly worth attending to experience these. So first off, you have Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade. The parade features a ton of characters, as you'd expect, including some villains that you don't get to see very often, so that's really exciting. You're also going to see Minnie Mouse, Daisy Duck, and Clarabelle Cow dressed as the Sanderson sisters, which is so fun to see. Those costumes were really cute. I like those ones.
Yep.
The song that's played during the parade is super catchy. You'll be singing it for days and days afterwards.
Yep.
And it's sure to be stuck in your head, definitely. We love this parade. It's better than Festival of Fantasy, in our opinion, and it's definitely on par, if not slightly better than Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And we are crazy about Christmas, so that's actually saying something.
Yep, agreed.
My favorite highlight in this parade is definitely the Gravediggers. So they carry around metal shovels and they make sparks in like a coordinated number. It's very cool to see.
Yeah, agreed. That's one of the highlights for sure.
It's such a cool parade. I love it. And I love the song too that it goes with.
Agreed.
So this parade happens twice, once at 8:15 and then again at 11:15. And as always, it's subject to cancellation if it's raining. So just be mindful of that. It's definitely nice that the parade happens twice because if the first one gets rained out, there's always that second chance of seeing it later in the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also have the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular. So this is a stage show at the Cinderella Castle stage, and it's hosted by none other than the Sanderson sisters themselves. You'll have appearances from the likes of Dr. Facilier, Oogie Boogie, Maleficent, among others. There's dancing, singing, projections, and many other special effects. It's a really good show.
Really good show.
And like 100% worth your time to check out, again and again. Probably one of the reasons you're here in the first place, right? So there's a few show times during the party. If you're there between August 9th and September 28th, the show happens 3 times, okay? So at 9:05, 10:35, and midnight. If you're there from September 29th through Halloween, so the later parties, it's the same show times, but with a 4th show at 7:35. So they've added an early show for the later parties. The show is also subject to cancellation with inclement weather, right? So that's for the safety of the cast members and the performers. But again, if the earlier shows get canceled, you do have the chance to catch them later if the weather improves. So don't despair if you miss out on those early shows. It's nice that they do it often, right? So because
and you
that
don't
happens,
want to miss the show. It's such a good show.
No, absolutely. You have to see the stage show. It's so good.
Absolutely. And of course, no party would be complete without a dazzling fireworks spectacular. And this party delivers on this front hard. It is such a good fireworks show.
Agreed.
So the fireworks show is called Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular, and this has projections, lasers, fireworks, music, and more. Jack Skellington will make an appearance, and if you want a good look at him, you won't want to be too far from the stage.
Agreed, yep.
Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy also feature prominently in the show. The projections have a heavy emphasis on villains, and again, one of our favorite fireworks shows for sure is this one. It doesn't hit the feels like the Happily Ever After, and it's definitely on par with Mickey's wonderful Christmas time fireworks. This show happens only once at 10 p.m., so make sure not to miss it. And unfortunately, this can also be canceled due to inclement weather, which would really put a damper on the evening. But it could happen, so just try to manage your expectations when it comes to that. If you know that the weather is looking a little iffy that evening, that could be the case that it gets canceled.
Yeah, I mean, it has happened, right? And it's just something to be mindful of, right?
Absolutely.
It rains, especially in the summer, right? Especially in the evening.
When it's hot like that during the day, it tends to rain in the evenings.
And it's the height of hurricane season, right? So just something to keep in mind there.
Absolutely.
Some other entertainment going on around the parks is the Disney Junior Jam at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, featuring some Disney Junior characters where the little partygoers can dance and interact with them. New this year is also the Descendants Party at Rocket Tower Plaza stage, which is inspired by Descendants: The Rise of Red. Over in Frontierland, the Dapper Dans receive a makeover and become the Cadaver Dans, and they sing Halloween-themed tunes with deadpan humor. Haha. And in Adventureland, you're going to find the Rusty Cutlass, a pirate band roaming around Adventureland. The party also hosts plenty of meet and greet opportunities. Some of the most popular are Jack Skellington and Sally, Stitch in his Elvis costume, Pooh and Friends in their Halloween costumes, among others. Minnie and Mickey have new outfits for 2024 with neon green, purple, and spider web accents. They look super cute.
They do.
So let's cover the meet and greets that are available and where you're going to find them inside the park. So starting out with Main Street USA. So Mickey will be at Town Square Theater in his usual spot with his new green outfit. And during regular hours, he'll have his usual magician outfit. But when the party starts at 7, that's when he essentially gets changed and gets his new outfit on, right? So also in Town Square is where you're going to find Jack and Sally's meet and greet. Over in Tomorrowland is where you're going to find Stitch and his Elvis costume, and he meets across from Monsters Inc. last floor.
In Fantasyland, Bruno joins Mirabelle at Fairy Tale Gardens. This is exactly where Mirabelle is usually. Next to the Mad Tea Party, there is a meet and greet with Alice and the Mad Hatter, and there's also a meet and greet for the Queen of Hearts here as well. The Queen of Hearts meet and greet alternates with Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and it can be tricky to time that with the wait time, depending who you want to see. Next to the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, you'll find Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, and Piglet, all wearing their Halloween costumes looking ever so cute.
Yeah, agreed.
And then next to Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, there's an Ariel and Prince Eric meet and greet. That's a good one, too, because you don't always get to see those two out and about.
Especially
so that's a fun
Prince,
one. Yeah. Oh, yes, exactly. Anastasia and Drizella can be found near the Cinderella Fountain in Fantasyland behind the castle. Belle is in her blue vintage dress, my favorite dress, in front of Maurice's cottage in Fantasyland. And then in Storybook Circus at Pete's Silly Sideshow, you're going to find 4 of the Fab Five. That's Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy. Minnie is in her new green dress. Daisy is dressed as a princess. Donald as a jack-o'-lantern. And Goofy's dressed as a pirate.
Yeah, 100%.
Very cute.
There weren't all together last year, so it's nice that they're all there at once, except for Mickey, obviously. Yeah. Over in Adventureland, across from the magic carpets of Aladdin, you're going to find Aladdin and Abu, and they alternate with Jasmine and Genie. So again, it's a balancing act with wait times as to who you're going to get to see when you get to the front of the line. Nearby, there's also a Jafar meet and greet who's exclusive to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, so it may be worth it if you're a fan. This is something to keep in mind. Like, some of these meet and greets you can kind of catch any time, so if you want to see a character that is never there, like Jafar is a perfect
Stitch,
example. Yep.
Jack Skellington and Sally.
Yep.
Like those are, you're not going to see them ever. Even Alice and the Mad Hatter, you're going to see them in the parade, but you're not going to get a meet and greet with them.
Yeah, not usually. So yeah, you want to hit those ones that are not usually around.
Agreed.
And there's also a Jack Sparrow meet and greet across from Pirates of the Caribbean as well. So a glaring missing meet and greet this year is the Seven Dwarfs, which is disappointing because it's nice to catch them all together, right? That's another rare thing. And they were there at previous parties, but they're not there this year.
I wonder why.
Yep.
In terms of attractions, Space Mountain, Mad Tea Party, and Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor get a Halloween overlay. Space Mountain gets pitch dark and plays a spooky soundtrack. That's so fun.
Yep.
Mad Tea Party gets a special lighting that has like reddish hues for a spookier vibe. And the jokes get a Halloween twist at Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. The other attractions are their usual selves, except for Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Tron, which both operate standby queues during the party hours, unlike previous years where Tron has a virtual queue.
Yep, exactly. So standby queues is nice because you can just go get in line depending on what the wait time is and just play by ear.
And it probably won't be too bad either, the wait times, I would think.
Although
those are popular, so
they
who knows?
They are, so we'll see. All right, next, let's get into some of the Halloween-themed eats, snacks that are available during the holiday season, as well as some of the offerings that are exclusive to the party, to party guests, right? So that means wristbands during party hours. So let's kick things off at the Main Street Bakery. Here during the Halloween season, they offer a mini-shaped cinnamon roll with green and purple icing and an orange bow. And exclusive during the party itself is the mini witch hat, which is a chocolate cookie topped with peanut butter mousse, milk chocolate ganache, and buttercream. It looks super cute with the peanut butter mousse. We'll definitely be snagging this one. I'm a sucker for peanut butter.
You are.
It's just so cute.
It's one of your favorites.
And it's got peanut butter, so yeah, 100%. It's happening.
Yeah. Over at the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor, they have an ice cream cookie sandwich, which is Halloween cookies, which is basically black food coloring, we would guess, with M&M's, Ghouls, mixed chocolate candies, and your choice of ice cream. That's available during the whole Halloween season at Magic Kingdom. And exclusive to the party, they have 2 treats. The Cinnamon Apple Sundae with dulce de leche ice cream topped with a caramel sauce, apple pie filling, cinnamon candies, and whipped cream. There's a lot going on that one. And a graveyard milkshake with a dipped graveyard jelly donut, a white chocolate tombstone, gummy candy, and a haunted mansion straw. Also a lot going on there.
Pretty decadent, yeah. Over at Casey's Corner across the street, they have 3 savory options that are available throughout the Halloween season. So the Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn French fries with fire roasted corn, queso fresco, and cilantro. And then they have a spin on these. So the Chipotle barbecue pork and street corn hot dog and the Chipotle barbecue pork and street mini corn dogs, right? So it's the same essentially like toppings, but you can get them, on a corn dog or the mini corn dogs as well. And exclusive to the party, they have the Mickey-shaped cheesecake with graham cracker crust and a white chocolate whipped ganache. It looks super cute. We may have to snag this one as well.
Yeah. Because
I love cheesecake.
You do. You're a sucker for that as well.
Yep.
Outdoor vending near Cinderella's Castle has party-exclusive treat, which is the Oogie Boogie cupcake with marshmallow buttercream, cookies, and cream buttercream. gummy candy, and an Oogie Boogie chocolate piece. The churro cart has the Worms and Dirt churro, which is 2 churros rolled in cookies and cream dust, topped with marshmallow and sour gummy candy. And that is also a party-exclusive treat.
Yeah, exactly. And over at Aloha Isle in Adventureland, they have a Dole Whip mango and chamoy float, which is Dole Whip mango, pineapple juice, chamoy, and chili lime seasoning. That's available throughout the Halloween season. And at Golden Oak Outpost, they have the chocolate caramel tart, which is a chocolate tart shell filled with chocolate ganache, caramel sauce, and caramel cream topped with Twix cookie bar pieces and a chocolate piece. This actually sounds and looks pretty good.
You also are a sucker for Twix. There's a lot that you're a sucker for.
I do like Twix, but like joking aside, it looks like it's a chocolate tart essentially with caramel, and it looks delicious.
I'm sure it will be very delicious.
Yeah, agreed. They also have the sweet and spicy beignets with berry and cayenne dust and chicory coffee chocolate sauce. Both of these are exclusive to the party. I'm interested in those beignets, right? Because they have kind of a sweet and savory thing going on where usually you kind of associate beignets with being sweet.
Especially spicy, like cayenne. Wow.
Yeah. Might have to try those.
I think we'll have to.
Yeah.
Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe will have 4 party exclusive treats. 2 are savory, 2 are sweet. They have the grilled masa flatbread with grilled corn, butternut squash puree, braised chicken, cilantro pumpkin seed sauce, shredded lettuce, pico de gallo, and queso fresco. I bet you that would be really tasty. Lots of flavors there.
Yep.
The Cajun burger with fried green tomato, Cajun andouille dip, and Creole remoulade on a black bun. Ooh, a black bun. That's a nice touch.
Yep. Food coloring again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, I would think so. The spiced chocolate mousse bar with spiced chocolate mousse, dulce de leche, orange glaze, and a sugar cookie. And then lastly, the guava lemonade slushy with a cheesecake foam, Halloween sprinkles, and sugar candy. That sounds very sweet.
Yeah, 100%. And over at Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, they're also going to have 4 party exclusive snacks. So the hand-dipped corn dog with spicy violet mustard and spicy cheese flavored snacks, which is essentially like spicy Cheetos from looking at the photo. The char siu chicken wings topped with chili threads and garlic. Those actually look really good.
Yeah.
The Madame Leota Seance candle, which is a red velvet cake and cookie cream mousse push pop. And the dulce de leche peanut butter and chocolate sauce funnel cake topped with dulce de leche ice cream, Snickers bar pieces, and whipped cream.
Ooh, that would be good, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
The Liberty Square Market will have a jackpot with chocolate fudge brownie with marshmallow filling topped with a chocolate piece, and a Sally Pop, which is a yellow cake with raspberry filling topped with a chocolate piece. These look super cute, very Halloween themed. I love those ones. They also have the Skull Blondie, which is a maple blondie with caramel sauce, and these are all party exclusives as well. Yep,
absolutely. And at the outdoor vending location near Haunted Mansion, they're going to have the Tombstone Tart, which is a sugar dough, cookies and cream cheese mousse, and a Haunted Mansion themed decor on the front. And this is exclusive to the party. It kind of looks like a Pop-Tart.
Yes, I would agree with that. That's actually a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, and Pinocchio Village House has several options. They have the Creepy Clam flatbread with bacon, blacking pesto, Romano cheese, and Calabrian chili aioli. The Spicy Meatball Arrabbiata flatbread with meatballs, spicy tomato sauce, provolone, and Calabrian chiles with basil pesto. And the Sweet and Spicy Chicken Strips tossed in Korean barbecue sauce and tossed with the black sesame seeds, fried garlic, and green onions. For sweet options, they're going to have the Swinging Wake Cake, which is a vanilla cake with fruity cereal mousse. It looks like a black rose, essentially. It's like a visually stunning treat in the sense that it looks nice. I don't know, the fruity cereal taste.
It's probably Fruit Loops.
Yeah. And the Boo Raspberry Slush, which is blue raspberry slushy with marshmallow foam and a marshmallow ghost. All of these are party exclusives.
The Friar's Nook will have a spicy pork spring rolls with charred pineapple and scallion dust. The Bowl of Bones, which is a bone-in piggy wings fried with fresh jalapenos and tossed in a Coca-Cola cherry sauce. The buffalo chicken hand pie with buffalo chicken and mozzarella wrapped in a flaky dough and then topped with a blue cheese crumbles and buffalo ranch. I do believe we had that last year.
Yes. No, not last year, the year before.
And
you're thinking exactly. I know exactly what you're thinking. It was at Golden Oak Outpost.
I can picture us standing in that long line.
It had that green aioli on it with the candied eyes. You remember that?
Exactly.
I think it's essentially the same thing.
It sounds very similar. I remember the buffalo.
Yeah, but it's just now it's over at Friar's Nook instead of Golden Oak Outpost. And I think it looks a little bit prettier because it doesn't have the candied eyes on it.
And we can say it was quite delicious.
It was delicious. I would have it. Yep.
Absolutely. And for sweets, they're going to have the S'mores Cup, which is a layer of graham cracker crumbles, chocolate ganache, chocolate popping candies, milk chocolate panna cotta, and marshmallow cream. All of these are party exclusive except for the s'mores cup, which you can actually get during regular park hours.
Yep. And next door at Storybook Treats, you have the Anastasia cone, which is Dole Whip strawberry with lemon curd and strawberry popping candies with a chocolate piece, and the Drizella cone, which is blueberry soft serve with vanilla crisp pearls and a chocolate piece. These are also party exclusive and they look cute.
They do look cute.
The Cheshire Cafe has the Queen of Hearts slushie with frozen cherry slush, drizzle with black cherry puree, and topped with whipped cream and a crown-shaped chocolate piece. This is available during regular park hours as well, not just during the party.
Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe have a few sweet and savory options. They have the Halloween pot roast sandwich with cheddar and horseradish mayonnaise served on a black bun. The terrifying twice spiced chicken sandwich, which is a fried chicken breast dipped in a hot honey sauce topped with a pepper jack cheese, jalapeno poppers, and bacon. That's a lot of heat right there. The Sinister Satay Burger with a cocoa rubbed all beef patty with bacon, lime pickles, and a Thai peanut sauce. That's interesting too.
Yeah, interesting kind of combo.
Yeah, for sure. And then for the sweet side, they're going to have the witch's fingers, which are essentially purple cookies with a sour apple mousse and green apple boba pearls. And the ube green tea slushie with cherry whipped cream, cinnamon candies, and a chocolate piece. All 5 of these are party exclusive.
Yep. Over at Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies, they have a candy soft serve sundae with sweet corn soft serve, a butterscotch shell, and candy corn. So they also have the straight up sweet corn soft serve here without all the extras, and the Witch's Cold Brew, which is pumpkin spice, foam, and sprinkles. All of these are available during regular park hours, not just during the party. So Lucy's making a face here for the sweet corn soft serve, but I've heard
candy corn.
But I've heard that it's delicious.
Okay,
so we might have to try it. Like just the
we'll share one.
just the soft serve itself
without the other stuff on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I think with all the candies it would be a little bit much.
It's important to be adventurous.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, at the lunching pad, there's the jalapeno popper dog with sriracha cream cheese, crispy onions, bacon, and Hades relish. And they also have the Queen of Hearts slushie here, the same one that's offered over at Cheshire Cafe. The hot dog you can get anytime. The slushie is a party exclusive. So as always, there's no shortage of themed food for the Halloween season, as well as a ton of party exclusive snacks, right? So the best strategy here is to jot down a few of the treats you really want to try most and grab those, right? You're not going to be able to try everything. So might as well spend your time and money on something that you know you have a good chance at enjoying.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out their foodie guide that they released. Look at the pictures, see what that looks like, read the descriptions, and then definitely make your top 5, if not 10.
Yeah.
But you're like
10 is probably 10 a little ambitious.
Pushing it, but definitely your top 5 of what you really have to try.
Yeah.
And while we're actually on the topic of food, you're going to find trick-or-treat stations throughout the park, and these are marked with glowing inflatable markers. You're going to find these at the welcome station when you enter the park, but only until 8 p.m. There are actually more stations near Tortuga Tavern, Tom Sawyer's Island Dock, Gaston's Tavern, near the entrance to Tron, Princess Fairy Tale Hall, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, and a few others. So you can't miss them again. They are marked, and you'll probably see lineups with lots of people there.
Exactly. If the illuminated markers don't give it away, then the lineup of people
follow
should.
the lines.
Yep.
So don't let the lines deter you too much, though. They tend to move very quickly. You're literally just going up there with your bag and they're shoveling candy into your bag.
Exactly.
You're going to get an assortment of treats and allergy-friendly treats, which is actually really good to know. That is available upon request. They're going to give you a blue token that you can redeem at the Chamber of Commerce or Liberty Square for allergy-free sweets and treats.
Yep, exactly. And of course, it wouldn't be a party without event-exclusive merchandise. So you're going to be able to buy not-so-scary apparel, accessories, drinkware, ornaments, pins, among other items during party hours, right? So these are available at both the Emporium and Star Traders over in Tomorrowland. So pro tip, it's way busier at the Emporium. So we strongly suggest going and doing your shopping at Star Traders. Trust us, you'll thank us for sure for that tip because it's always more quiet there. And they have the exact same things.
Exact same stuff.
Yep. Okay, so that covers entertainment, rides, foods, trick-or-treating, and merchandise. So now that you have a better idea of what is all offered at the party, let's go into what we suggest for an itinerary to have the best chance at getting done, as much as possible during the party. It's important to manage your expectations. You're not going to have time to do everything, but if you plan well and come prepared, you can and will be able to get a lot done. So let's dive in.
So like we said, if you have party tickets and you weren't in the park already, you can enter as early as 4 p.m. And we actually suggest arriving early, like definitely be there for 4 p.m. These tickets are expensive and you want to maximize your time in the park. Plus, you can actually get a really good jump on your evening and start doing certain things right away to make your evening more efficient and at the end, being able to experience more altogether. So when you enter the park, you'll be given a wristband identifying you as a party guest. You'll also receive a cute little tote bag for your trick-or-treating, as well as a party map that will highlight things like meet and greet locations, specialty menu items, and more. All of this information is also available on the My Disney Experience app, but the map can actually be a really good keepsake regardless.
Yeah, agreed. We've kept ours. Yep.
Absolutely. And if you're already in the park with a day ticket, but also have a party ticket, you actually don't have to exit the park and come back in. There are designated stations in the park where you'll be able to pick up your wristband, tote bag, and map. We did this last time when we were there. It worked very well, and it was very clear where you could go to get this stuff. These are in Adventureland, across from Pirates of the Caribbean, right near Tortuga Tavern. In Tomorrowland, across from Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, there's a little alcove back there. And then in Fantasyland, next to Mickey's PhilharMagic, and inside the Chamber of Commerce, next to City Hall, which is on your left, facing the castle right at the very front of the park. Tomorrowland tends to be the busiest spot, so we actually suggest Adventureland location to pick up because you're inside the park already.
Yep, exactly. And if you're in the park already, great. But like we said, if you're arriving early and only have party tickets, aim to be at the front of Magic Kingdom somewhere between an hour and 30 minutes before 4.
Mm-hmm.
Lines are going to swell and get really, really long. It moves fairly quickly, all things considered, but best to get there early so you can get a jump on your evening as soon as possible. And the later you arrive at the front gates, the longer it's going to take to actually get inside the park. It's just what it is, right? The party itself doesn't officially start till 7 p.m., but you're going to be able to start doing some party exclusive things immediately. So when the first guests enter the park with their wristbands, you'll immediately be able to queue for Jack and Sally. They start meeting like right around 4 o'clock. This is wildly popular, right? It's super, super like the most popular meet and greet at all the party.
I agree.
And it's going to get a long line like immediately. And especially because it's at Town Square Theater, which is literally right on your right when you enter the park. So people are going to queue for it immediately. If the wait time is too long, like 2 hours or more, which is almost certainly going to happen, then we suggest moving on and coming back during the first parade or closer to park close. And we'll get to that in more detail in just a little bit.
If you are not in line for Jack and Sally between 4 and 5 p.m., the other party offerings don't really start until 6 p.m. or later. So this is actually a good time to go ride a couple of attractions or maybe grab a quick bite to eat before the party officially kicks off. We don't suggest a sit down as this will probably take up a lot of time. Plus, if you're planning on indulging in quite a few party exclusive eats and treats that we just covered earlier, then you're not really going to want to fill up with a full meal before the party starts. So your mileage may vary there.
Yeah, just depending on what's important to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So besides from Jack and Sally, the other popular meet and greets to prioritize are the gang at 100 Acre Woods. So that's Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Piglet. Their wait times will definitely be very long as well. So plan to be in Fantasyland around 6 p.m. That's when they are going to start meeting somewhere between 6 and 7. And then over at Pete's Silly Sideshow, Minnie, Daisy, Donald, and Goofy are also going to attract long lines, although not quite as long as Winnie the Pooh and Jack and Sally. But if those are important to you, early in the party is definitely a good time.
Yeah, agreed 100%.
If you are prioritizing character meet and greets, this will unequivocally take up a lot of your party time. There's just no way around it. Lots of people are going to prioritize this. So please remember the lines are going to be long.
Yeah, agreed. And if meet and greets are less important to you, then you can prioritize rides as well. So Tron and Tiana's Bayou Adventure have standby lines like we said earlier. And these start when the party officially kicks off, right? So actually they start at 6 when the party closes to
regular guests.
Exactly. So if either of those are important to you, you can prioritize these then. So head to the respective areas around 5:45 and you're going to be able to ride these attractions with relatively low wait times, considering the popularity of these attractions and the fact that they don't normally have standby lines during regular park hours. Now, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular and Boo-tiful Parade earlier showings start fairly early in the party, right? So this is going to change in the last part of September into October. But 2 things to keep in mind here. If you're here August through September, we suggest the following show sequence. Watch the Not So Spooky Fireworks Show at 10, the Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular at 10:35, and the second parade at 11:15. If you are strategic in staking out your spot along the parade route, you're going to be able to catch all 3 shows with barely moving at all, which is a good way to get these all done in like one fell swoop. During the time of the first parade at 8:15 is a good time to get in line for popular attractions or meet and greets. In fact, you're probably going to want to do that around 7:45 or so, since most people are going to start grabbing their spots for that first parade early. So wait times will dip pretty much everywhere. Being that you won't need to be back at the hub for the shows until something between, 9:15, 9:30 to get your spot, that's a good chunk of time to get stuff done.
Absolutely. If you're coming the last party of September into October, you can do this as well, but you'll have 2 cracks at this. There will be a fourth villain Spelltacular added at 7:35, so you can catch the show then, and then you can catch the first parade at 8:15. Do a few more party offerings like a ride, a less popular meet and greet before the 10 o'clock fireworks. This may appeal more if you have younger kids with you and intend to leave right after the fireworks, a touch earlier in the evening, which makes sense and we totally get that.
Yep, agreed.
And if you're still wanting to do the later parade, you can still do this in late September into October. Another option you can do is the fireworks at 10 o'clock, second parade at 11:15, and then the last Spelltacular at midnight, which technically starts with the party ends.
Yep, exactly.
This can be a good strategy as well, since you are technically extending your party time beyond park close. This frees up a bit of time between the fireworks and the parade.
Yeah, exactly. And we find it most helpful to plan out your event items around the shows. So if you do them all at once, the time surrounding that is yours and you can fill your time depending on what's important to you, right? So is that rides, meet and greets, trick-or-treat stations, shopping for exclusive merch, right? Whatever you prefer, time that around the shows. And typically speaking, your evening is going to be much smoother.
That's what we did. And honestly, we had time to walk around, check out the food booths.
Exactly.
Hey, there's a meet and greet that's not very long. Jump in that line. Yeah. It was just a little bit more freedom.
Exactly. And, so this is how we would set up our night. So we like to get a meet and greet done very first thing, then grab a couple of party exclusive snacks and go to Star Traders to check out the party exclusive merch. One note for party snacks is if you have something you're dead set on trying, don't wait till the end of the night. So I learned this the hard way at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party last year, where I kept a sweet treat from Mainstream Bakery during the second parade. Essentially, we were going to pick it up and then watch the parade.
That's right.
But they had long since sold out. So don't let that be you. You've been warned. Okay. So if there's something that you really want to grab it earlier in the night to make sure that you have a chance to eat it.
Absolutely.
Right? We rarely prioritize rides, but we're likely to check out the wait time over at Tiana's in the earlier portion of the evening to see what the wait time is. And if it's not too bad, we're probably going to ride that.
And maybe Tron at night.
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
See, but probably not any of the other rides, really.
No, exactly. And before the shows, you can check out periphery entertainment as well, like the dance parties, the Cadaver Dance, and the Pirate Band, among others.
Which you totally should. They are all so great.
Yeah, agreed.
After the second parade, we'll do anything we have remaining. So whether that's going to be a meet and greet, a snack, some shopping, trick-or-treating, until we leave right around park close. So a quick note on trick-or-treating, we definitely would not prioritize trick-or-treating. Unless you have your kids with you that are dead set on doing this, you can definitely make a couple stops in lines that aren't too long as you're getting other party offerings done during the evening. But the other party offerings should definitely be prioritized over this. And pro tip, the trick-or-treat lines go way down in the last bit of the party, and cast members tend to be extremely generous at the end. They're probably told, get rid of the candy. So this might be a good option as well for it to be some of the last things you do before you leave.
Yeah. And of course, all of this is at the mercy of the weather, right? So be mindful that it's going to be hot during the first 2 months of the parties. And even in October, actually. So it's the height of humidity season. It's the height of hurricane season. So expect rain every evening at some point. Some rain happens almost daily at this time of year. And sometimes it can be torrential and unrelenting, which can really put a huge damper on your party. If a party is completely rained out, you can sometimes receive a ticket for a future party, which is not hugely helpful if you live far away and you're only in town for that short time. The reality is that you may miss out on some or most of the entertainment if everything gets rained out. We know, that can be extremely disappointing, but preparing for that both in actuality with your itinerary and mentally is going to serve you well in case that happens.
Agreed.
Long story short, you get 8 hours in the park, 5 hours of real party time with a ton to do, lines everywhere, and very little time. You're not going to have time to do every meet and greet, do all the periphery entertainment, watch every show, eat every snack. So we suggest making a list of your must-dos and priorities, and anything else you get done on top of that is just the cherry on top, right?
Absolutely.
Non-negotiables, in our opinion, are the parade, fireworks, and Spelltacular.
Non-negotiables. You cannot miss these people, I promise.
100%, right? It's part of the reason that you're likely going to this.
Yes.
Add a meet and greet or two, a snack here and there, some trick-or-treating and merchandise shopping, and that's a successful party in our opinion.
Absolutely.
Be mindful that there's going to be lines, okay? So although it's a special ticketed event, it does get busy and real busy, right? So guests are out and about enjoying the offerings, and they're not all filtered in queues of the attractions, all over the park like they are during regular park hours. So the walkways and main areas definitely feel busier. If you've never been to an after hours event, that can be a little off-putting. So be mindful of that going in. And really, it's no different than the advice we give for any other normal park day, right? So figure out what's important to you and your family, plan your itinerary around that, prepare yourself that a wrench could wreck your plans, right? And that's out of your control. Like the weather, anything you can do beyond that, there's some things you just can't do about things that you can't control. But the things you can control, if it works out, great. If you don't get it done, that's okay too.
Absolutely. And most of all, just have fun. Enjoy the ambiance, the decorations, the music, the sights and sounds of the park. It is so easy to get wrapped up in all the running around you're doing, trying to get your money's worth at all costs. But we promise, try and slow down enough to enjoy where you are and what you're doing. We should definitely take our own advice sometimes because like everybody else, we do have a hard time with this. We do get caught up on, we got to get here. So this year, I think we're really going to try and just take a deep breath, really just immerse ourselves, enjoy the treats.
No, exactly.
Enjoy the shows.
It gets easier and easier with every subsequent trip, right?
Yes,
to do that, to kind of slow down.
Yep.
So with all that said, is the party worth it? We'd say yes. Okay. The entertainment is great. The snacks are fun. The meet and greets are awesome. There's really a lot to love about the party. Yes, it's busy. It's hectic. There's a ton of to do, right, in a short amount of time. And we know many people get disappointed with the parties. They say they're too busy. They don't think it's worth it. The cost is too high, or the waits you see, are too high and they're everywhere. To that we say, fair. Okay. But again, if you research before you go and this, you can kind of wrap your mind around it and decide if it's, if those realities, are they worth it to me?
Agreed.
If it's busy, if it's crowded, if it's hard to fit everything in, if shows and meet and greets aren't my thing, then this may not be for me, right? At the end of the day, try to be honest with yourself, right? So if you have a romanticized view of the party and lofty expectations, you could be disappointed. Just something to keep in mind there.
Absolutely. That kind of sounded gloomy, but for us, having been there before and to other Magic Kingdom parties, we always have fun. We do love the parties. And if you go in with a proper mindset, you'll find more than likely that you're going to have a blast as well. So with that said, thank you so much for joining us today to talk Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And if you could leave us a rating and review, it would be greatly appreciated. You can do that right on Apple Podcasts. And for Spotify, you can leave a rating.
You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Go to Disney, as well as our Facebook page, Let's Go to Disney, where we share more tips and have fun as well. Our link tree to all of our socials are in the show notes.
Have a great day and we'll see you real soon.